not a test. This is rock and roll. Time to rock it from the Delta to the DMZ. Is that me or does that sound like an Elvis Presley movie? Viva Da Nang.
Anything. All the days when not a thing went right. All the pain, all the sleepless nights. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm a warrior. I'm blessed because I can't fight when failure try to take my mind. I wouldn't let failure take my life. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'll never give up. I'm blessed because I can't fight. Broken in pain, lonely, battered and bruised, always the same day. Nothing new or unusual, seems like nothing changed. It's always the same rules. No matter how bad it gets, I refuse to lose. No matter how bad it gets, I'll keep on moving. No matter how bad it gets, I can still choose to keep fighting up, to keep trying up, to keep grinding up, keep rising up. I just got to that point where enough was enough. I can't keep complaining, sitting and waiting for luck. I have to stop asking why me and start looking inside. Push through the pain and tell my story on the other side. Had to renew my mind and start fighting. I won't lie, it was frightening, but I survived. That choice got me to where I am today. If you think things always went my way, listen close to what I gotta say. All the days when not a thing went right. All the pain, all the sleepless nights. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm a warrior. I'm blessed because I can't fight when life try to take my mind. I'll won't let anything take my mind. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'll never give up. I'm blessed because I got. They never got to see all the sleepless nights, all the sacrifices, the choice between heat, need, or having lights, all the knockdowns, knockbacks, and failed tries. They don't see the wounds and scars because they're internalized. They think I'm blessed and think that everything went right. They just see the end results and think I'm alright because I always smile. But they ain't seen the grind. I work so hard that overtime is just normal time. When you lose it all and then still lose again, it builds a different kind of fight inside. It builds a different kind of drive, different kind of fight, different kind of fire, different kind of desire, a different kind of light. But I'm blessed because I've got fight. I wasn't handing nothing. The callus on my hand shows you I ain't bluffing. I'm like the time, you can't stop me for nothing. It's a marathon and I just keep on running. All the days when not a thing went right. All the pain, all the sleepless nights. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm a warrior. I'm blessed because I can't fight when life try to take my mind. I won't let anything take my mind. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'll never give up. I'm blessed because I can't fight.
That's my blessing. Not that I was handed my dreams, but that I had enough fight in me, that I had enough belief in me to go after my dream, that I had the courage to keep going, to push through the pain, to rise through the darkness, and to tell my story on the other side. My story. My blessed story.
All the days when not a thing went right. All the pain, all the sleepless nights. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'm a warrior. I'm blessed because I can't fight when life try to take my mind. I won't let anything take my mind. I'm not blessed because it all went right. I'll never give up. I'm blessed because I can't fight.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Base Davey Show. It's just gone 9 o'clock on this Friday, the 1st of August, 2025. Yeah, coming to you live from the south coast of England on this 1st of August. Doesn't really feel much like the 1st of August, to be brutally frank. I guess we did have some sunshine today, but you know, I think there's been a lot of mucking about with the weather going on. We know with the powers who have control of these things. Some of it may be natural, but it's been so... Yeah, we've been chemtrail for years here, and so it's hard to tell what is natural and what is artificial weather. But yeah, so it's Friday. Whoop whoop, happy days. I'm not that happy tonight, okay? I'm not happy. No, I almost didn't do a show because, you know, I looked around. Obviously, just to let you know, we have Tinker here who's looking like a little ghosty birdie. who's joined us for tonight's show. Hopefully he'll behave himself and he won't start being very naughty, although it looks like he's decided to come to life and you're looking like you want to get up to some trouble. Anyway, listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're living in a cognitive dissonant broad world. We're living in the fake news, media-controlled world. There's just, unfortunately, I've discovered, in my own opinion, this is my opinion, right, which I can only go by my opinion, I feel as though there's so much going on that really is so outrageously false that's being taken as true. Just for instance, the Gaza, right? The Gaza story. I know these people aren't starving. Of course, the obvious question people should have is, why is it that the children are starving? Why aren't the adults? I mean, if adults were starving because they're busy trying to feed the children, that'd be one thing. But I'd like to know why the children are the target, but the adults seem to be quite well nourished. It's because it's fake news, okay? A lot of the people, it's turned out, the kids that they're using for photo ops and for showing of victims are children who have another illness, who have, some affliction. And it just so happens that it affects their weight and that they can use it for the propaganda means. All of my research that I've done looking out there, all I can see, and trust me, I look for the truth. That's all I'm bothered about, is the truth. Right? If I thought that Israel was starving the people and all the rest of that stuff that's being spewed out there by the fake stream media news, and by our side as well, by the alternative media, there's an awful lot of people who've drunk the Kool-Aid and just seem to be, for some reason, they've just taken their eye off the ball and suddenly have decided to accept the fake media narrative, just like that. And I'm going to say, right, I'm kind of pissed off. Donald Trump, I don't know what the hell's going on with him. He seems to have, he seems to be feeding into this now. He seems to be feeling as though he's got to talk about, how terrible the starving children are. I'm just fed up, okay? And the Russia thing with Ukraine, apparently, I didn't see the post that Medvedev apparently posted about something, and yeah, I'm really shocked that President Trump did a response. What the hell's that? Why is my screen doing this? Oh, this doesn't look good. Why is my screen flashing like this? What row? Am I under attack? I don't know why. I don't know what's going on. Wait a minute. I don't know what the flashing's about. Oh, it seems to have gone a bit haywire. I don't know what it is. I seem to have problems with True Social. Everything's vanished. Sometimes I do get it, sometimes I don't. But anyway, apparently Medvedev said something, and President Trump has responded with a apparent threat. Allegedly, well, I saw his post, so I don't always go by what I've heard. But he posted something out there talking about Russia. He sent a couple of tanks out into somewhere that are tanks. Not tanks. He sent submarines. Oh, there's a bit of a difference between submarines and tanks. But apparently he sent a couple of nuclear subs towards Russia because of something Medvedev said. Look, did he put it on... I can't get his... This is very annoying. I can't get his post up now. I did have it up on my other computer, but... Oh, here we go. I'm pleased to announce that Selena just reached #1. I don't even know what that is. Oh, Selena Zito. Sorry. I thought it was a song. Has written a powerful new book. This is from 12th of July. Butler. The untold story of the near assassination of Donald Trump and the fight for America's heart. Okay, so it's got to #1. Well done. He was saved. Now wait a minute. So where's his? If I click on this, I have a horrible feeling it's not going to work. Here we go. So talk about the job numbers being rigged. In my opinion, today's job numbers were rigged in order to make the Republicans and me look bad, just like when they had 3 great days around the 2024 presidential. I'm sick of the fake news. I'm sick of them twisting numbers. I'm sick of the anti-American crap that's going on, the constant battle that is out there waged, has to be waged against the fake stream media, the politicians, the foreign scumbags. I really am. I'm fed up with it. And here, this is the post that pissed me off, really, with Trump, with him saying this, based on the highly provocative statements of the former president of Russia, Dmitry Medvedev, who's a dickhead. Why is Donald Trump doing this? If he's playing the chess game and he's just doing a whole for show, I'm not into this, okay? I don't enjoy this kind of crap. Because he said, who's now the deputy chairman of the Security Council of the Russian Federation, Medvedev, I have ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in the appropriate regions just in case these foolish and inflammatory statements are more than just that. Now, I don't know what Medvedev said, to be fair. I don't know what he said. I don't really care about what he said because it's all bluster and hot air. Maybe it isn't. Maybe he's threatening a nuclear war. I don't know. I'm just not very happy with Donald Trump's response, okay? Just in case he's just that. Words are very important and can often lead to unintended consequences. I hope that this will not be one of those instances. Thank you for your attention to this matter. And he's also spewing out the garbage about the Russian soldiers dying. 20,000 have died in July. I don't believe that because it's not a war, right? Russia did not invade Ukraine. Russia is not fighting, frontline, full-on battles with Ukraine. I call it Ukraine because it's not really a real place, Ukraine, right? It's a joke. It's a swampland playground where they do very, very horrible things with the biolabs and the trafficking, I've heard. And, I've heard all this information for so freaking long. And I thought that Donald Trump, he said he was going to end this in the first 24 hours of being in office. He's now been there for 195 days or 98 days, and he's still pissing about with this. And he's being all provocative with Putin, rootin' tootin' Putin. I don't enjoy it when he's like this. I don't like it when he just, is cozying up to the fake stream media, taking their narrative and running with it. Because, why? Why? Is it all distraction? I don't know, but I'm not enjoying it, okay, on this 1st of August. I don't like it. The whole narrative of the Russia-Ukraine thing, it's obviously is a proxy by the West against Russia. That's Russia's went to do their special military operation, and it seemed like it was quite successful. But the BS about Putin bombing Ukraine, bombing Kiev, no, they're not. It's either not happened, like it's a fake news, or it's from within. It's the same side. It's the Ukrainian psychopaths who are bombing their own people just so to get the world on their side, or they're all on the same side, against Russia. The whole narrative with Putin, and again, this is my opinion, rootin' tootin' Putin doesn't need to take over Ukraine, doesn't want to take over Ukraine, he just wants to denazify it, he just wants to clean it up, and he wants to have the people of Eastern, the Bosnians who declared themselves sovereign but have been attacked since 2012 or 11, or 14 rather, he wants them safe. And it's all just messy. It's still, if I was the president, if I hear that one more time, it wouldn't have happened if I was the president. Oh, this war wouldn't have happened. It's not my war. I'm so fed up. These bloody protests in England that are not going to accomplish anything because the fake stream media news and the lefties and the police are all co-conspiring to make out that the genuine people who really are concerned about these foreign armies living amongst them, being portrayed as complete thugs, and It's just everything is just annoying me tonight. I'm not happy. Obviously, not very impressed with the crypto sphere. We thought August 1st was going to be, yay, happy day, everybody's going to be richer, right? Remember that? But of course the tariffs have kicked in, and for the tariffs, puncture the balloon of all upward motion of the markets. So we're looking at XRP at 297. For sake, that's not going to get me my frickin' island, is it? 297. Are you having a laugh? Bitcoin's at 113. That's crashed. Everything's crashing and burning. Not a happy Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. Just not a happy Friday night. Have I got any good news? Well, I'll try and give you the good news about crypto. There's just incredible news about XRP. Just this week. Let me just show you. We've had the 30th and the 31st of July. We've had the most bullish news with regards to crypto, and it's amazing. But the markets have just completely tanked. Is it manipulation? Is it because of the tariffs and everybody's lost their confidence and they're pissed off? I don't know. But just on Wednesday, right, the 30th of July, the White House published the long-awaited report, which was the digital assets markets report, right? Golden age of crypto. Very exciting stuff.
Today's
Happy days.
report positions America as the leader in digital asset markets, strengthens the role of the U.S. dollar, combats illicit finance,
very exciting
and ensures
stuff.
fairness
Happy
and
days.
predictability.
Our goal is to deliver on the President's promise to make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world, and that wouldn't happen without our leadership in this building, being our AI and crypto czar, David Sachs. I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look at this yet. It's a pretty impressive tome.
This report is a culmination of months of research and over 1,000 meetings between industry stakeholders and members of the President's Working Group on Digital Asset Markets.
Thanks to the leadership of President Trump, the regulatory weaponization against digital assets is finished. This Department of Justice's priority is focusing on going after bad actors who victimize digital asset investors.
Together, we will make the U.S. the crypto capital of the world, and we hope you join us in celebrating this report. God bless you all.
Okay, so let me just check in with you guys in the chat. My apologies, I was on another tab. So, who have we got in D-Live, baby? We have Kinsley Wren, 777, nice to see you. Been a while. Shane Bacon's in the house, hello to you. Narrow Path 84, is that you tonight? I'm not sure. We have Marie Walker 53. Is there a show tonight? I hope I'm on. I hope you can see me. Kinsley Wren said, if you are a citizen of the United States, based Amy, I can see how you can talk about these topics. You would be protected under the Constitution of the United States of America. My free speech rights. Is that what you're saying, Kinsley? Kinsley said, but people have died for real. Which people? Are you talking about Gaza? Is that what you're talking about, Gaza? I tell you what, it's the biggest deception. What? No. I can't measure the deceptions. Really, with Gaza and comparison with Russia, Ukraine, with Gaza, Israel, with obviously all the stuff going on with, most geopolitical stories are swayed to fit a narrative, and Gaza is, it's the weirdest thing. People who died, right? The October 7th of 2023, 12 to 1,300 Israelis, right, and non-Israelis. People who attended the Nova Festival were not all Israeli. We're not all Jewish people. I'm sure there were many foreign people who were caught up in it. And we had the kibbutz people. And at the moment, as of today's date, which is 1st of August, there are reported to be still possibly 20 of those who were taken hostage that day, that horrific day, still alive. All right? The rest who are dead, and numbers were released. all in terrible condition. And because of that event, Israel, right, the IDF, they went in to they're trying to get the hostages back. And because Hamas, the terrorist organization that's running the whole show, and all they want to do is level Israel and, destroy it. They don't care how they do it, and they don't care how many people die, including Muslims, because they hide behind the people who live there. They fire their weapons from the protection or from behind civilian positions, drawing fire, and actually quite hoping that civilians will die, so that they can cry foul and the fake stream media can scream about it when it's Hamas is, responsible. And, there is no Palestinian people, no such thing. It's a big fat fake. It's a ruse by the Arab Muslims to take over that region. And Israel's in the way. So that's my take. I've done a lot of research on it. I have no skin in the game. I just don't want bad people being portrayed as victims. And Hamas are the ones reporting the injuries. Hamas are reporting the state of it. They're terrorists. They are like ISIS. And I do believe they are. I've seen evidence of their behavior. I saw plenty of the footage from October 7th. It's horrifying. And if you haven't, seen that footage, all right, Tinker, that's it. Hey, go away. I was having a really serious go just now, and Tinker just ruined it. I was trying to use my mouse, and Tinker decided that he wanted that space, and he started biting me. So I tried to have him go, and he didn't. He came right back. A bit like a boomerang. I was very gentle. I gently tossed him up into the air. Don't bite me! Look. That is not your space. You understand, Tinker? Stop mucking about. I'm trying to do a show. I didn't ask him to join me tonight, okay? I was trying to keep him in the cage with Jack, but he didn't want to stay there. He didn't want to stay there. He said, no, I want to be with you. And I thought, okay, you can be with me as long as you behave yourself. But if you start mucking about and trying to take over the mouse and trying to take over the show, then you're in trouble. And, yeah, obviously, what? What can I do? You just can't get the budgies these days. Jeez, anyway. So anyway, Tina agreed, so much is made up now, we have no idea what is real and isn't. We don't. We do not know. That is what's so hard, is to Oh, now he's going for my earpiece. What am I going to do with him? Oh, now he's going for the throat. Ruh-roh. He's changing places. Okay, this is going to be a fluid situation, ladies and gentlemen. I may have to take action to save myself because, he's got quite a sharp little beak. Right. Anyway, look, it's very difficult. I'm very frustrated. There's so much fake news swirling around the place. I'm very much over the Russia talk, right? I'm over the Russia hoax. I'm over the whole swamp creatures, Clinton, Obama, the traitor, the treachery, the spying. Oh my days, if I hear that one more time. It's like, just arrest these people. Stop talking about it and just frickin' well arrest them. I don't want a trial by media. I don't want to hear all the sensational information. I don't want to hear Dan Bongino, Kash Patel. I don't want to hear Pam Bondi unless they're reporting during a trial. Otherwise, shut up. I've heard it all. I've seen it all. I've got all the evidence. I read the Christopher dossier, the Steele frickin' dossier, 9 years ago. I know it. Clinton, Clintons, all of them. The Comey, the flippin' Durham report, part 55. Genuinely, I am so sick and tired of hearing this nonsense because none of it is new. All of it is already known. I don't think they're going to get arrested. I'm really at this stage. It's trial by media. It's what? Is everybody so weak that they feel they have to try it over the airwaves just to see if there's any reaction by the public of some kind of rebellion before they take action and arrest the bastards, or what? I mean, what is going on? Why? Why are we regurgitating? I feel like it's Groundhog Day over and over again. I read the WikiLeaks. I read so much of the damn WikiLeaks. I'm over the WikiLeaks. I'm over Obama. How many people have to die? How many people have to... He didn't hang himself. He didn't kill himself. She didn't shoot herself. She didn't kill herself. Okay, how many... Well, who did it then? How about getting the people who did it? Can we just get on with it, please? Can we get Gitmo going? Hello? Anytime? Do you know what I'm saying? I mean, none of us are getting any younger. I mean, these people are dying off before they can get prosecuted. I feel persecuted. I feel mentally distraught at the nonsense of the flippin' sensationalism of the regurgitation of the crap. Get on with it, or shut up. Stop it, okay? I'm over it. And then, of course, in England, I mean, don't get me started on this country. I'm telling you now, this better get going, okay? I have got to get out of Dodge. I have to make my escape, ladies and gentlemen. The only way I'm going to make my escape is for this frickin' market to hurry the hell up. I've only been waiting 7 years. Is there a common denominator here? Yeah, we got the protests in it, so-called protests in it, and we got protests against the migrant hotels. After the hotels, all the hotels are full. We only had, how many migrants did we have coming across? Illegal migrants coming across in the small boats today. How many arrived today? We only had 800. We only had 896 arrive, I believe, yesterday. How many did we have today? Oh, actually, no, it was the 30th, and actually, nobody arrived yesterday. Quelle surprise! Not a single arrival. We only had 898 the day before that. We had 149 the day before that. The 200 top. Now, this is the official .gov figures, I'll have you know. Small boat arrivals, last 7 days. Aided and abetted by the English gouvernement and the border farce. Okay? And so now we have all these random protests that are really sabotaged by the left and by undercover police. And I'm going to show you evidence. Wait, am I going to show you evidence of it? Right, so this is the crypto stuff, which is good news. I'm going to go on to that in a moment, right? I'll come back to that. But what I'd like to point out to you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, is on my website, basedamie.com. I have some videos which I'd love you to watch to show, because I see so much BS of protests, of who is doing the protesting, of who's sabotaging the protesting. You know, Pelosi, I remember this thing, Pelosi thing about the insider trading last year. She wasn't arrested then. She wasn't arrested when, I mean, it was at least last year when Pelosi was challenged about her insider trading, which of course should be illegal. It shouldn't be, the politicians should not be able to use the information, knowing what's going to be happening, in order to buy or sell shares. Right? Like he says this, right? I'll show you the small boats in a minute, right? I mean, listen to this Donald Trump yesterday.
She became rich by having inside information. She made a fortune with her husband, and I think that's disgraceful. So in that sense, I'd like it, but I'd have to really see I study these things very carefully, and this just happened. So I'll take a look at it. But conceptually, I like it. And what I do think is Nancy Pelosi should be investigated, because
we'll get it done.
She has the highest return of anybody practically in the history of Wall Street, save a few. How did that happen? It happened by, she knows exactly what's going to happen, what's going to be announced. She buys stock, and then the stock goes up after the announcement's made. And she ought to be investigated. You know, Nancy Pelosi.
Let me make this clear to you, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Again, Donald Trump, as the President of the United States of America, is not only the Chief Executive Officer, of course, of the corporation, he's also the most senior policeman in the country. He has, and beneath him, the Department of Justice, the FBI, the CIA, all work under his command. Unlike how the fake stream media tries to portray it. The fake stream media tries to portray that these entities are separate entities and have nothing to do with the president, and he's just out there on his own. Okay? It's not true. He is a policeman, and he gives instruction to his Department of Justice people who he hires. I mean, anybody that somebody hires, right? If they have the job of hiring somebody or appointing somebody in a job, then that means they can fire them, okay? And they can give them orders. Now, it's, as I said, it's only the fake media and the treacherous politicians of the demon rats and the rhinos who make out and have made out for the last 9-10 years that Donald Trump has no right to do any of this. He has every right, okay? Just for the record, just to be clear. So him saying this statement again for the umpteenth time just gets my goat, because he's the one who is in charge, and he could say, I'm getting my DOJ to investigate her because she's broken the law. He should say, look, it happened to me. What happened to me? As the president, as the former president of the United States, nobody's, and replay that video of the nobody's above the law, nobody's above the law, nobody's above the law. I'd like to have a video that says, well, it seems that except for Obama, the Clintons, Pelosi, Maxine Waters, Chuck Schumer, right, etc., Pocahontas, etc., etc. They all seem to be above the law because none of them have been arrested yet. So he could instruct his people who work for him to arrest Pelosi and investigate her. Okay? And while we're talking about it, with the Federal bloody Reserve, he's the boss. Donald Trump, the Federal Reserve falls under the executive branch of the three branches. And for anyone who wants to challenge and say, no, the Federal Reserve, no, that's a separate entity. It's independent. Got its own spot. Now, we all know about the private bank stuff, okay? I understand about the private banking, blah-de-blah, right? But, you know, we're looking at the rules of the road, the official position. And a very, as I said, a clear rule of thumb is if somebody can hire somebody or appoint somebody, then that means they can fire them. And everybody, oh no, we can't fire Divine Powell because he's not there. And yes, because guess what? What do they keep on talking about? What does everybody keep talking about is who's going to replace Jerome Powell? Who has Donald Trump? Who does he have on the short list? Who does the President of the United States have in mind to replace Jerome Powell? Which means, need I repeat myself? Oh, well, if Donald Trump, the President of the United States, can replace Jerome Powell, that means he could fire him. But he's not firing him because there's a game going on, right? It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all a horse and pony show, whatever the hell it's called. It's all a song and dance. It's just a game. And I'm sick of it. I'm not enjoying it right now. I'm not. Have you got the message? So, you know, this whole crap about, oh, they're independent. I don't need trust me, I know all about the Federal Reserve. I know all about the private banking and the private banks and the 1913 and the 1871 Act and the blah-de-blah and the printing the money like it's nothing, fresh air, and making the numbers up as they go along. I know all that shit. I'm just saying that, you know, on paper, officially speaking, Donald Trump is the boss, and he could fire him if he wanted to. And nobody could do a damn thing about it. Okay? You know, once upon a time, I do have, in fact, I have the, whatchamacallit, what's-it, of the three branches of the government of the United States, and it does show all the departments that fall under the executive branch, and obviously, you know, the judiciary and the legislative are obviously almost self-explanatory. And it was quite a good thumbnail. I'm not going to find it now, but maybe, you know, if people are interested, I could find it and I could have a discussion about it if you'd like me to. Happy to. But right now, tonight, I'm just going to say, you know, Some of the stuff I find it can be amusing. Other things I'm just finding really annoying now. Right, I'm over it. Pelosi's trades like the visa dump before DOJ lawsuits highlights why the No Corruption in Government Act is critical. The bill bans congressional stock trading and whatever. Listen, nobody in power should be able to do it. You know, I think that they should, if they, whatever stocks and shares that they hold when they take office, that I would suggest either, I don't know what can be said, because you go into office and, you know, Tinker's going for the mouse again, and if I go for the mouse, he's going to chunk and he's going to bite me. I'm not afraid of a budgie. Don't get it twisted. I know I can take on the jihadists at Speaker's Corner. That's with my words, okay? And a budgerigar is not, you know, intimidating. It's just I don't want to get bitten. Tinker, please stop biting my mouse. Please stop. Why are you going for the mouse? What? Get off. Come on, darling. I know he's gonna bite me. Please don't bite me. Oh, see, do you hear that? Do you hear that sound he makes? That's a cross sound. That means he's annoyed. Okay, when he does the, you'll hear it. Come on, darling. Come on, baby. Don't get cross. Come on. Ow. All right. I'm gonna. You hear that? He's cross. Okay, stop it. Do you want to go? Do you want to fly? Fly. Oh, he didn't want to fly. Yeah, I'm trying to have a very serious conversation. I'm being very serious. I'm trying to be, you know, quite. And he's just completely crap. I mean, what? It's just taking everything away. My gravitas is gravitating away, just like that. You know, I could go off you, mister. Okay, go on there. His claws clawed me. He didn't let go. See, he knew I was going to do that time. The first time I did it, he wasn't expecting me to chuck him up, so he just had no idea what the hell was going on. He just went, woo. But you see, this time, the second time, I just tried it then. It was too slow, right? He knew. He's like, okay, yeah. You think you're going to chuck me up in the air again? No. Think again. Biatch. Anyway, the fake stream media, I'm so sick of it. Who's with me on this one? Put a one in the chat if you are fed up with the fake stream media news. You're fed up with the treachery. They take the side of criminals, scumbags, and they portray good people as bad. Who's with me on that one? Give me a one. Put a one in the chat. He's gone back again. Listen. Oh, he wants me to scratch. Give him a little scritchy scratch. Okay. You want to scritchy? Okay, come here, baby. Come here. Come on. He just wants a little. Now he wants. Okay, now he's being all nice. There we go. Have a little scratch. Okay. All right. I see. He likes that. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, God. You just can't please some of these things, budgies. Now, what was I saying? I don't know what to do. The budgie's got me under total control. Let me see. 2 Guns Pizza in the house. Yes, flawed too frequent. Is anyone else experiencing this? Yes, I love you, darling. Let me see. Oh, Tina's agreeing. Hello, baby. I'm trying to do it this way. I've only got one hand right now. What am I going to do? I'm fed up with the fake mainstream and fake alt media. Yeah, can I have an option with that? Yeah, the fake alt media as well. Everybody's saying, okay, I'm trying to tell you the truth. I swear to you, whatever the truth is, I'm trying to give it to you, okay? And so far, the problem is that we have fake policies with fake governments, right? Please, Tinker, please, go on there, please. Oh, now he's being all nice. XRP, baby. Mainstream media, is it fake? Are you joking, Two Guns Pete? They're deception. They're propagandist arms of the government. They tell lies and deceive. Yes. Yes. Are you joking? Are you joking me, Two Guns Pete? Am I buffering? I'm sorry. How's Rumble doing? Is Rumble working? Hello, Skillful Lark. Hello, City Flyer. Hey, Base T. Yeah, okay. I see. Base T, what time do you call this? So Skillful Lark said, I got a notice that Ghislaine Maxwell was moved from a maximum security prison to a minimum security prison. Or should be Epstein next? You know, seriously. Well, what the hell's going on with that? Right? Please, Tinker. Oh, okay. He wants me to just give him... Okay, here we go. Come on. You asked... Oh, don't go for the mouse. If I said I couldn't really give a rat's about her, I mean, I don't care if she's in minimum, maximum. I mean, she should be a maximum. But I guess because she did her deposition and gave names again, and still nobody's been arrested, was that part of a deal she brokered to get into a softer prison? I think as long as she spends the rest of her life in prison, I mean, I personally, I don't agree with her being given an easy time. From what I could tell from the Ghislaine and other brave women who've come forward, she was as bad as the men, or worse, actually, because they seemed to, you know, obviously they were thinking as a woman she wouldn't be evil, but from the reports that we received, she was an enabler, and she was, you know, well, you know, this is horrible, isn't it? I'm going to tell you now, on the 1st of August, 2025, I am finding it very difficult to know what to make. Although I do believe, I have to say, with all the evidence I've read, the depositions that I've seen, the documents that I saw, the whole things with WikiLeaks and the trafficking and the emails, Obama, Podestas, right? All the video evidence with Prince Andrew, and Ghislaine, and her statements. Truly evil empire. And Ghislaine Maxwell was an integral part of that. She was the submarine driver, submarine captain. She's a helicopter pilot. You know, she had a lot of, yeah, she participated in everything from what I gather. Anyway, Skillful Lark said they were not meant to be office for decades. All investments should be capped while holding the elected seat. Oh yeah. Okay, there you go. That's true. So this was to do with the investments for the politicians, right? My position in with regards to shares, this is what I'm going to say. I say if they come into office with shares, they should be in a static state. They should not be able to, let's say, right, they shouldn't be able to do anything until after everybody else knows, right? They should not be able to alter their positions in any stocks and shares until after the news comes out. Because if you say they can't do anything, they have to leave them frozen for what, the 2 or is it 2 years and 6 years, right? 2 years for House and 6 for Senate. Yeah, 6 years would be quite a long time not to be able to do anything. But they definitely, it should be prohibited that they have any positions altered whilst they're in power. Yeah, before anybody else. So, and as Skillful Lot quite rightly says, you know, politicians, the elections are supposed to be, they're supposed to sort of change people. The so-called career politician, unless somebody's absolutely incredible at their job, you don't get re-elected 15 times. And I think somebody put up a post at some point. I think it might have been Donald Trump. You know, some of these people, they've been in for 40 years. Look at Bernie Sanders and Waters and Pelosi and Schmuck and Pencil Neck and Pocahontas and all of the, look, all the lefty demon rats have been in forever. And nobody, the Californian, right? Oh gosh, thank you, Lord. I've forgotten his name. Yay! I've forgotten his name in California. The governor. Yay! Mr. Hands. Mr. Everything. He just uses hands when he's talking, which is totally inappropriate affect. Anyway, none of them would be re-elected because they're doing such a crap job, right? AOC, they'd be out. But of course we have this fixed election. They're not the elections are rigged, baby. So under normal circumstances, somebody would be, say, like in the House for maybe 1 or 2 sessions, 4 years maybe at the most, if they're doing an okay job. And so their stocks and shares and stuff would be not really that altered by much. But am I buffering? Put a 2 in the chat if I'm buffering a lot. New Scum, thank you so much. That's it. New Scum. New Scum is a scumbag. You know, they wouldn't vote him. It's sickening. Do you know, it is so sickening. And I didn't know how. I mean, I did. I'm sorry. I knew it was bad when Clinton got in twice as the president. I knew it was bad when Obama was declared the president. No way would America vote for him. You know, he might have had a few, right? But there's no way America would have voted for Osama bin Laden. I mean, O'Biden, or what the hell his name is. The Kenyan, whatever the hell his name is. Anyway. Oh, wait a minute.
Hey, we just sell these.
This is a clip of her, right, from several years ago, right? I mean, ridiculous, right?
What they told us then, and so what's relevant to now is they said, hey, we just sell these this technology for money. You want to buy them? We'll sell them to you. What they told us.
Where was it? She said how she made a statement about, you know, she admitted to being almost like an insider trader, you know, getting the inside information. So, you know, they should be, something's going to happen. I'm so sick.
How does your wife have a salary of $220 investing? You're probably sitting at home thinking, Paul, how did the Pelosi household constantly outperform the S&P 500 even
Right.
when
Oh,
other
I'm
firms were
buffering.
getting
Oh, okay. So I've got too much open is the problem. I've got too many windows open, people. Let me try and close a few things. I've got too much going on, baby. Problem is when I close stuff, I'll never come back to them again. That's why I leave them open. Actually, I don't think I've got too much open. All right, so wait a minute. Now, all right, anyway. Right, corrupt. Why did that stop?
How does your wife have a salary of $223K and a net worth of $120 million? But if you sign up for my masterclass now, I will teach you how to buy low and sell high.
Oh, stop. I don't know who this is. Anyway, never mind. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so somebody said they didn't want to get crypto because they're not interested. She's evil. Two guns, Pete. If you're buffering, put the 2 in. Oh, I've got too many windows open. Yeah, confessions. I'm a chronic window lever opener. Okay, I've got to shut some of these windows. Oh, CBDC tracker. Proof of concept. Huh? What does that mean? Okay, so I'm sorry. Where was I? Oh, that's right. Here's my website, right? Just somebody asked me ages ago, Skillful Lark, I think, or somebody said, well, what is it that the English... No, it wasn't. It wasn't Flawed but Hopeful. Who asked me about what the English were protesting about? Was it? Anyway. The illegals in the hotels. Right? And the problem that I have, so basically there's groups of people who are finding out that there's illegals who are not vetted, not checked. They throw their papers in the sea, they get brought in, and they're just shipped to hotels. They're not kept in any kind of security. There's no checks, background checks. They are literally, they have been for the last 5 years, just been plopped around hotels quietly. It has been, obviously lockdown was their opportunity to do what they wanted to do. Right? Everything was pre-planned. So I'm afraid, I hate to be the bearer of bad tidings or shock, but the pandemic wasn't real. The pandemic was a plandemic. It was planned, pre-planned. They have like, ahead of time. They have 10-year, 20-year, 30-year plans and how they're going to carry them out ahead. So what happened in 2020 was planned it way in advance. And part of the 2020, the whole fake-demic, the virus, was in order to clear out the hotels, right? The lockdowns was to get everybody home, away from the hotels, so that they'd be empty, so that the government could take them over and fill them with people that they were bringing in on boats, which increased during the pandemic, amazingly, even though it was apparently a deadly virus going around. The migrants, the illegals who were being brought over from France were exempted from any restrictions. They were just shipped in and easily taken to hotels because nobody was allowed out. I mean, it was just it was a perfect opportunity. Too many numpties out there believed the fake stream media news and obeyed the commands of the fascist government and stayed home. So whilst that happened over a period of a year and a half at least, on and off, these men, fighting age men, maybe some women and children that they could kind of, were taken around the whole country and just situated quietly in the hotels, and they were fed, watered, and they're clothed, and they're given everything they need. No explanation why they're here. They're apparently escaping persecution. I mean, one would say stop being pussies and go back and stand up for yourselves, right? I mean, nobody seems to have a thing about what is it with the men? Aren't they supposed to be defending the women and fighting and, why are they all running away? Well, it's a fake news, right? It's a plan to bring in a foreign army, to bring in foreign men with a view to being able to use these people to quell the population, the indigenous, when they decide that they don't want to do what the government's telling them when it gets to be bad. Then you've got all these foreign men all situated around the country in the towns and villages, and they will be given the power to wield terrible control over us. And the government's doing it now because nobody was really having much of a problem with it, apparently, and anybody who did has been silenced or arrested or imprisoned. About in the past maybe 3 years, they used to try and be a bit more subtle about it, but then they thought, well, look, nobody's doing anything, so we'll just do it right in front of them. And of course now, you've got pretty much every hotel with these men, who some have been there for 3 years. And then what they've done is they've actually, not only they remove them from the hotels, and they relocate them into private housing. So they're even more entrenched, ensconced in the local areas. And of course, I'm afraid the culture, the mindset, the Aloha Snack Bar culture that they bring with them is one where they worship a man who married a 6-year-old. They admit to it in the Quran, they admit to it in the Hadith. Mo married a 6-year-old child and raped her at 9. Okay, they call it consummating, but you can't really consummate an illegal action with a child. I mean, to say consummating it at 9 is sort of giving it legitimacy when it's just pure and unadulterated abuse, assault, disgusting. So, ladies and gentlemen, you may not know this, but the people of the ideology of death, the death cult that is Islam, the men are encouraged to emulate a man that they have given the title of prophet. and as their prophet that they all worship, that they're not supposed to, but they do, married a 6-year-old. Well, and the women under Sharia have no rights, are just treated as objects and possessions of the men. So violence against women is not frowned upon. In fact, it's encouraged. So whilst not all of those people who are Muslim will necessarily be openly abusive, some of them may actually like their wives and don't choose to be violent and all the rest of it. The issue is that their law and their customs permit it. And so when you bring people into a country that has the opposite view and frowns upon and does not approve of any abuse to children, and anybody who does is normally arrested and charged and, punished. But of course, then, I'm doing this in an idealized world because, of course, I haven't gone to the whole Illuminati, Freemasonry, pedophilia, child trafficking, and all that hell, right? I was just talking it from a sort of normie point of view, a sort of regular, balanced viewpoint. You've got barbarians in one place and you have a civilized world for the most part in another. You bring them in, what do you get? And that is by design. All by design. It's been planned for the Kalergi plan and everything else for many moons, many decades. And unfortunately, it's the good people, the innocent people who are on the short end of the stick, on the receiving end. Anyway, I would say that at this juncture in 2025, we're pretty much, England is screwed, Scotland. Well, in fact, there was a story in Scotland, horrible story, just came out. Again, it's, it is meant to be this way, right? They're unfortunately creating this chaotic situation and devastating situation in order to, wait a minute, why have we got, problem, what's it called, something solution? It's so dark, so annoying. Problem reaction solution or whatever, they come out with it. There was a terrible story of a young lad in apparently Loch Ness, a camp, right?
So we're appealing today for information in relation to a sexual assault that's occurred at Loch Ness Bay campsite in Drummadrochich. An 8-year-old boy was assaulted between the hours of 20 past 12 in the morning and 1 a.m. on Thursday, the 31st of July, where the boy was in a tent on his own and his parents were in a tent next to the boy's tent. A male not known to the boy has entered the tent and has assaulted him. We're looking for information from the public around about anything that's been seen as suspicious, anybody that's seen anybody acting suspiciously before the incident, during the incident, or afterwards. And I would encourage anyone who's in the area with the dash cam to come forward as well, or anybody that's got any information that can help us at all.
Was the attacker disturbed?
So the attacker, the incident was the distress of the child was overheard by his father. His father has come out of his tent and seen the man leaving the tent.
And I take it the attacker has fled on foot?
The attacker has left on foot, that's right.
And are
This is just really, this really annoys me, right? The attacker, the woman who's asking the questions is very good at asking the questions, and the policeman is being as evasive as possible, and is, it's obviously, right? We know what happened. And this is Loch Ness. Apparently a camp. Allegedly, right? Basically, it's going to be, he's apparently a white man. Middle-aged. Didn't know him. I hate these people. Anyway, I can't watch it anymore. I'll put the link in the chat, but, it's just a thing. It's a story. Every day, we're getting these stories. There's terrible violence. You know, it's all very dark. So I don't know. There's sort of funny comments going on in D Live. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. Hello, HL Poco. How are you? Hello, Base T. Nice to see you guys. Hello to the Rumble crew. I've just put the link to the story in the chat. So anyway, so sorry. You know what? On my website, right? I've got this. I've got this video. So in England, we've got these protests, right? They've just sort of materialized, even though the hotels have been being used for years. Suddenly, you know, it's the summer. I don't know. Some of them are definitely, yes, natural protest, but we have an orchestrated opposition, undercover police, and this video clip will show a staged event, which I can walk you through, in order for the fake media, lying scumbag, treacherous media, to use against people who have a genuine, 100% genuine concern for the safety of their children and their neighbours because of the foreign fighting age men who have been placed amongst them without their say-so.
Really dampened things down. Until a short time ago, there were hundreds and hundreds of people here protesting outside the Brook Hotel. We're on the outskirts of Norwich, very much against the fact that asylum seekers are being put up inside that hotel. Then on the other side of the road, on the other side of the roundabout, was a group of people very much in support of those people who've come to this country, many of them on small boats. They actually left already. That was a planned ending at 3:15 before the rain really began. But actually, it had been going pretty peacefully. They were separated by the main road until, according to reports, someone from those supporting those inside the hotel crossed the road. They had their face apparently covered in a balaclava, and that caused an enormous surge of fury, with the protesters on this side pushing against the police, shouting, swearing, and then there was a surge maybe.
They talk about, obviously, protesters, meaning the people who are upset about the hotels, okay? So this footage that they're using, I have the original footage, and I'm going to show you this that she's using, and all of them will use, for the false narrative of portraying the people who are just concerned about the hotels as though they are thuggery thugs, right? And, you know, taken away from the legitimate problems. This is all staged. The police are disgusting. The lefties and the undercover police are disgusting, and they all did this action for her false narrative, right? I'm going to show you. This is the original footage, and I'm going to show you that I'm going to show you some of the actors. It's on my website, basedamy, right? .com, and the first, you know, portion of it, it's all very quiet, and there's a good turnout for this protest. It was in. I'm not sure what town it was in. And then the moment when they gave the go of the signal for the trouble to start, we'll see it here.
I have to stay here.
Podium!
Quick, go, let's go.
Go.
Trannies, hit they? Look at him. Where's your wig, mate? You got it.
Next time I'm not going to stop, mate. They're going to get fucked up.
Look, his gunshot getting guys.
Fucking nods. My face beyond all the body cam. Mate, that's part of what they do. That's part of what they do to protect everyone. Stay there. Fucking nonsense! Fucking nonsense!
I'm going to go over this footage. What I'm going to invite you to do, right, go to my website, basedamie.com, and watch this footage, okay? And what I want you to do, that all of that was staged, okay? And understand, you know, I do speak from a position of knowledge, okay? Experience. I've been to many of these things. I've seen how the police behave. I've seen, you know, I observe what is natural behavior and what is not natural. And I'm going to say to you that sadly there's lefties in here, there's undercover police, and they create just a lot of action for the fake stream media to portray it. Because the media do not want to just show footage of people standing peacefully with signs up saying protect our children, okay? That wouldn't go down well with their narrative. They need chaos, thuggery, what they call thuggery. They need chaos. They need police activity. Just, you know, to take the attention away from the actual issue. And it's just very sad. It's very sad. It's outrageous. It's disgusting. It makes me sick to realize how much internal sabotage there is of the people of this country. It is truly beyond my comprehension. It's sad, it's disgusting, and you've either got lefties, drug addicts. I'm going to show you, right? So I'll point out to you who to look at, right? I want you to go back on this footage. This is homework for you for the weekend, all right? This video is on my website for today, at the bottom of the page, and I want you to watch this man here with the England flag that's upside down, okay, wrapped around him, right? Watch where he appears in the following footage, how many times he appears in the scenes and what he's doing. I also would like you to take a look and see how many people with what looks like very clean new clothing on, either hoodies or baseball caps, clean, the hairstyle is like a bit like a military hairstyle, you know, short back and sides. This man here in his navy blue with his black cap, watch how he behaves. And this woman in the Burberry dress, I mean, it was really quite funny, right? She's unfortunately she's obviously had problems with substances. And she's in the middle of this melee. Oh no, it's not this footage. This is from this footage, okay? This
covered in a
this footage here, the clip of. But I know I'm laughing. It's only because I saw, you know, I get things. I catch them. I spot things, which is just slightly unusual. Also, look for cameramen. I mean, if you can be bothered, right? You may not be bothered. You might not care, but you know, the truth matters to me, and I hate deception. Okay, and this is what I see. If people are very upset, naturally so, and they just want the right thing done, and their position is being completely sabotaged by the scumbags in the uniform and lefties and undercover police. Now, you want to see people with flags, right? This guy here, who was the center of the melee, has obviously a flag, which stands out for, you know, it catches the attention. It's an identity. So the Union flag, you'll see a lot, either on a hat or a flag that's in the middle of the trouble. Look for people with these long lens cameras, like this one here. He's AP News, right? Fake Stream News. And they're in position to capture the moments of drama. They happen to just be there. incredibly, to snap the dramatic photos for the papers, right? Because they know who the trouble is and where the trouble's going to be, right? This guy who was tackled by the police just happens to vanish back into the ether. This woman in her Burberry dress, or whatever it is, whatever the outfit is, she shows up. Where does she appear? This one here with the tattoos on the back. She's in the middle of it all. The guy in the blue t-shirt, he is as well, with the black cap. All very animated.
Of those people who've come to this country, many of them on small boats. They actually left already. That was a planned ending at 3:15
right.
before the rain really began. But actually, it had been going pretty peacefully. They were separated by the main road until, according to reports,
She's very physical, she's very animated, she's got nothing to do with these people at all, right?
Someone from those supporting those inside the hotel crossed the road. They had their face apparently covered in a balaclava.
And then she appears in other scenes, but I want you to know what happened. She's obviously, unfortunately, a substance abuse individual, because I caught a glimpse of her, and I replayed the video footage shot by shot, and I realised that her front teeth fell out.
Supporting those inside the hotel crossed the road. They
Her
had their
front teeth
face
fell out.
apparently covered in a balaclava.
That's why she put her hand to her face.
And that caused an enormous surge of fury with the protester. And that hotel crossed the road. They had their face inside the hotel by the main road until,
now watch her face, right?
To report.
So she's gesticulating to the police for no particular reason, right? Because it looks powerful to a policeman. Now her teeth are going to come out. Ready? Ready for... Prepare yourselves. Her teeth are going to come, you know, loose. Here they come. Oh, damn it. I just missed it. Because she's going to go to put them back in. Hold on. Damn it. Very tricky. There. I mean, if I said Bugs Bunny, would that be horrible? Yes, it would be. But she's been told, right? I guess she's one of the people, and they say, look, we need your help this weekend. We need you to just be very animated and get in the middle of things and just be shovey and throw your arms about and be all mad and screamy and shouty, right? Unfortunately. And because she has, obviously they've got something on her, yeah, why not, right? So I'll participate. And there she goes. And there her teeth go, so she's got to quickly grab her teeth before they fall out. And she's put them back in.
Those supporting those inside the hotel crossed the road. They had their face apparently covered in a balaclava.
It's just, it's annoying. I say, there's details that I spot that, you know, not many people are going to bother with. Not going to be, but it's just, I was watching the footage back, looking at what people were doing. And what I saw her go like this, you know, for some reason. And so I went back to look and watched, and then I saw her teeth coming out. And so she's obviously one of these meth heads or whatever the hell else, and she's, you know, compromised, and so they're there. And here's the photographer right there. It just makes me sick. It really does. Deception, deception, deception. Hey, don't attack me. So, do you see what I'm saying? Put a 5 in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about and why I'm saying this, okay? We have genuine issues. There's genuine people who are really upset about what's going on. They're really genuinely concerned about their kids. What they don't understand is that the people they're appealing to change it are the ones behind it. It's literally like appealing, you know, to a serial killer who's just started his spree, you know, to stop what he's doing. That doesn't make sense, does it? You know what I'm saying, right? They've got no, that is their agenda. So, they do talk about banning face coverings, but of course, you know, they let the undercover police have the face coverings because they're undercover police and they don't want people to recognize that they're undercover because it will blow them. So, Fixodent, she needs to get better Fixodent. So yeah, so that's the kind of stuff I see. I see it, I look at the footage. You know, we've got the Sadiq Khan, we have the jihadist. Remember, everybody's forgotten about Sadiq Khan being a lawyer for the 9/11 suspects who, you know, weren't obviously on the planes that went in the... He was a lawyer for them. Remember that? And oh gosh, somehow he's been the mayor of London for how many terms now? And oh, he's managing to completely undermine it. I wonder why. Creating chaos. So-called knife crime. Machetes, thievery, all... Now London's known as probably... Well, it's not safe, but that's all by design. It's just very sad to witness. You know, we know that if Donald Trump was in office, none of these boats would be crossing the channel because the border force wouldn't be assisting them. They couldn't come across themselves. They'd be staying in France. They're not coming from Africa. Nobody has to come here. It's all a motive. There's all an agenda that is further ahead in time. And everybody who speaks out against it is now being silenced under the guise of online harms bill. It's really, really awful. So, in that sense, ladies and gentlemen, I'm relying on crypto. All right? It's going to be my ticket out of this hellhole. Right? It's the only way I'm going to be able to get out of here. And what people don't understand is that this is actually a ticket to freedom. And what is the policies that are going on in America with these policies is that it will enable us to be able to self-custody, which is look after it yourself, which is what was trying to be prevented, okay? And all the right things are being put in place in America for us to have financial freedom. So,
the right to have self-custody of one's private property is a core American value. I believe deeply in the right to use a self-custodial digital wallet to maintain personal crypto assets and participate in on-chain activities like staking.
Sorry guys, I missed that. It was on the other speaker that I didn't have. Anyway, you know, it's all good. This is good for us, okay? I know there's a lot of people who are thinking this is very bad, but what you don't realize, I do believe that XRP, that the decentralized finance, the distributed ledger technology that's being implemented is going to thwart those in power, the bankers. It's going to give financial freedom the ability for people to be genuinely in control of their money. Okay? This is what the legislation is being implemented in America anyway, and that will have to be affected around the world because America leads the way. And so far, you know, I'd like you to take a look at the article. I would like you to listen to the 24 Hours Crypto, the video clips that I put on this article, and take a look at the PDF. And just let me just say, you know, XRP is the one, guys. I mean, it is not financial advice, but this XRP is described not in name, but everything but Ripple and XRP are the #1 cryptos that are going to be in charge. I mean, it's crazy. It's coming. Not fast enough for me, to be honest, but it is. It's coming soon. Meanwhile, I'm going to spend this weekend dreaming about my island that I intend to take possession of, which will be happening when the crypto takes off. Everything's being put in place. You don't seem to understand. It's all being put in place. Now, there could be nefarious aspects to the whole digital world. And then again, there's freedom, which sounds a bit weird, but it's true. So just take a look at the website, basedamon.com. I'm going to wrap it up now because, you know, I find things somewhat strenuous at the moment. I'm frustrated with cognitive dissonance that people have where facts don't seem to matter. I've got some quite gruesome stuff here, which I'm not going to show you. I want to show you some good stuff, okay? Oh, hang on. Tinker, tinker, tinker. I want to show you some good stuff here. Some interesting things. Okay, now for something completely different. It's, what time is it now? Gosh, it's 10:20. I don't know where the time goes with me. Is France taking in the Palestinians? They probably will, but the Palestinians probably won't leave because they've got quite a good deal going on. Let me just show you one thing about the Palestinians, right? And everybody has to discern for themselves. Right? If you don't do anything else, because of course, what's his face? The envoy has gone to Gaza today, right? Witkoff. If he doesn't, you know, if the same narrative continues with the starvation, I'm going to be pissed off. I want you to look at this. Well, if you choose, you don't have to if you don't want to. There's a lot of acting going on, a lot of deception, a lot of pulling on your heartstrings. And I want you to know that the people in Gaza are acting. Some of them are, you know, some of them probably do get injured. But we're absolutely, they're taking the proverbial piss. Just look at this video here, okay? I mean, I don't know. Again, put an 8 in the chat. If when you see something on the BBC or CNN or Sky News that's not the Australian one, because that one seems to be the only one that seems to tell some, you know, seems to be quite sane. When you see them portraying a story, tell me, put an 8 if you believe them, or if you're at the stage where you realize that 99.9% of the narrative that they are portraying and trying to sell you, put a 9 in the chat. If you think, hang on a second, if they're talking about them starving, then I don't think they could be starving. Maybe they're not starving and we're just being fed a bloody yarn because of an agenda.
Al Darby is 12 years old. He has a message for the world.
So he's saying, you know, the trucks aren't coming, we're not getting the food, we're not getting that, and he's going to pick up some sand and chuck it in his mouth, all right? They tell us there are trucks coming and we come and find nothing, right? Here he goes. He says, since CNN clearly acted in good faith and didn't mean to mislead anyone, let's just show what's open right around the corner from that scene. Cafe Estcana, and this is all current, okay? You have to understand. You can check and verify this on Instagram. These cafes are thriving in Magaza, all right? I know it's hard. Cognitive dissonance is an affliction that's very severe. I didn't realize the numbers of cases of cognitive dissonance that I've encountered during my broadcasts and in my life and outside. But unfortunately, it's really, there's severe cases of cognitive dissonance. I've checked, this is true. There are cafes. They are taking the piss. They're laughing at everybody. See, they got beautiful drinks. Cakes. This is just one of many, okay? And people say, well, how do you know that's true? I know it's true, guys. I mean, it really is hard. But just think of, it's like, what I find difficult with people, it seems to be an entrenched desire to believe it. I don't know why. I don't know why. I really don't. But despite evidence, despite people knowing how Israelis behave, despite knowing about how, let's say that it's like, how can people be deceptive? How can they be so outrageous to beg for food, beg for this and beg for that, and then turn around and drink a cup of coffee and laugh and enjoy their meal? How can they be so? I couldn't do that, okay? You understand? It's totally something that I could never do. I could never ask for help, you know, on a street and say, please help me, sit outside of a shop and beg for money, and then, you know, get up and get into a Rolls Royce and drive off and, you know, go to my house and sleep comfortably. That I could never do that, okay? I just couldn't. So anyway, it happens. Deception happens, scams happen. Just think of the Romany gypsies who have a very bad reputation. Think of all the people came crashing across the border, demanding everything. I mean, it just happened. It is. And I'm afraid Gaza is a honeypot. It's just a golden agenda for these scumbags. And there's oodles of evidence, all right? Take a look. And be fooled if you wish. But, you know, they don't appreciate you, okay? They laugh at you. If you believe them, I'm talking to the people who you actually believe that these people are starving. You're believing the fake stream media news, right? I can't help you. They are not grateful. They think you're stupid, and they have no respect for you. Anyway, it is what it is. All right, so you can either look and decide what you will with the information, right? Gaza would or Pally would. They're on X, and the evidence is there, and you can look up these cafes yourself on Instagram. You know, there are ways of doing the research if you choose to. I've done it myself, and I know that this is true. You may not, but you know, for you to challenge the information that's being shared, you need to do and go and please look for yourself and come back and tell me it's not true. Try and show me how you know. But anyway, on that note, I said I was going to do some positive stuff. So here's some positive stuff here. I thought this was quite interesting. Okay, totally unrelated. Now for something completely different for this Friday, the 1st of August. Ready? Have you thought of this? Look at this. Oh. Hang on, it's a bit loud. Let me just adjust that volume. Let me see, is it too loud? There's a balloon. Oh, it's not bad actually. How clever is that? So, the balloon. You've blown it up. Now you want to tie it into a knot and you want to have a string on the end so it's... You don't do what you'd normally do, which is try and go. I mean, I never did that either. I didn't hold it that way, but just put it between the first and second finger, and then come back around, and come up and over. Then you take a piece of ribbon, hold it with that at the same time, and then pull them both through. Now, come on, that's clever. Right, what's the next tip? Hold on. I didn't see. Wait a minute. Sorry. Wait, it wasn't that one. It was another one. Yeah. Let's go to this one. Was this one? Oh, this is interesting. This is a good one for the summer. You ready? Cinnamon. Apparently, I didn't know this, we'll try it this summer. Apparently if you sprinkle cinnamon around a table, picnic table, it keeps the ants away. And bugs as well, apparently. When hosting, you sprinkle cinnamon to keep ants and bugs away from the food. That's worth a try. Let me know what if you try it. Drop me a line, say, oh, you know, it worked. All right. I like these kind of things. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. The Michael Jackson, Sienna, I don't know who the hell that is. I didn't click on that. That just happened to come up on the feed. Little frog. Thanks, Two Guns Pete. I love you too. I don't know what happened there. Right. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's about it for me. Oh, hold on. What else we got here? What did she do? So she put... There's a hole in the cup. I mean, I don't know who's having parties, by the way. Put that down. Pull it down. Through. Oh, sellotape? Ah! Put some sellotape on the top. The double folded thing on the top of the balloon. Ah! Clever, and then... Oh. There you go. Learn something new every day. Alright, I mean, you can find it out on YouTube. I'll put it in the chat if you like. WHDO2 said, I pray Trump puts pressure on Europe's governments to help clean the corruption out. Oh. You know, at this rate, I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. I don't know. I thought he was going to get Russia, Ukraine taken care of. I was hoping he'd see through the BS of Gaza. I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know if it's possible that the powers, you know, those who have got to him and told him to cool his jets. I don't know. I can't tell you because I'm a bit tired of this whole stuff. I've seen through it all and I don't like it. Don't like it at all. So, on the way out, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being with me tonight. I appreciate your time and your company, and I do hope that, I don't know if you got anything from tonight. Well, let's just say it was a bit of a distraction. And what I'm going to play on the way out for your delectability is this interesting video from about an hour ago, which of course I didn't watch, but the title is from one of my favorite YouTubers on crypto. He said they're aware XRP is going to create millionaires. They had meetings discussing this. This is insane. And this young man used to be in banking. He was in banking for 10 years. Okay? 10 years banking. He knows his stuff. And he's gone through the PDFs. I've been, watching his stuff for several years now. And he brings the gravy, he brings the sauce, he brings the receipts, whichever way you want to look at it. He knows his stuff, and he brings it to the table. So we're gonna go out with him, and I'm gonna say, I'm gonna do my best to distract myself with everything other than current events, because it seems as though just about every major topic that is out there in the ether has negative connotations to it, and there's nothing I can do. I can't do anything to alter any of what they're doing out there, but I can choose what I watch, and I'm going to just distract. I'm probably going to watch stuff about crypto, and if anybody's, I don't know, somebody in the chat, I'm afraid again, I don't know who said it, all the world is a stage. That's right. Thank you, Marie Walker 50. I'm glad you enjoyed it tonight. There was somebody who made a comment about not being in crypto, not being interested. Are you still here? Oh, look at that. Flawed but Hope said that's not the real England flag. Wales stole the real England flag. Scotland's is the lion, rampant, and saltire. Oh, I didn't know that. Other groups have paid says, yep. Was there somebody in here who said what am I going to say to you? We are going through a transition. You have to understand that the world's financial system is being upended, is being altered, it's being changed. The rails are being altered and changed. And this is probably, I think it's said in this one, it's the first time that we, as just regular individuals, have the opportunity to get into something before the big boys, because the regulations aren't there. It's a new frontier, and it just so happens that it involves money, okay? And I've been witnessing this and participating in stuff for 7 years. I've seen it evolve, and it really is. Positive aspects of this are mind-blowing. Now, of course, the time's going to run out when the opportunity is here for people to take advantage of this position. That's why I'm talking about it, and that's why I have been talking about it, is because little and often, right, is always a good thing. So putting in a little bit of spending money in to a savings account is a very sensible way to go. And what I've been doing is just sort of suggesting, but not financial advice at all. If everybody do your own research, but be careful, you know, and understand that there is really the top one, or the ISO 20022s, the top one is XRP. Mark my words. It's going to happen. One day. Hopefully sooner rather than later. So this man here, he's very much XRP maxi, and he's going to say things that I think, you know, it's much more interesting. You can make a difference in your life. Potentially make a difference for the better, financially, rather than, you know, lose sleep over Gaza or Russia, Ukraine, you know, the stuff that you can't do anything about, right? So anyway, until hopefully on Monday, I hope you all have a fabulous weekend, the first weekend of August. Whatever you're doing, enjoy, stay safe, and until the next time, please do remember that if you tolerate this, then your children will be next. I would pick up Tinker to have him say, or her, in fact, I think I've decided it's a she. That's probably why she's so bitchy. To say goodnight to you, but she's tackling the mouse again, and I know that if I go to pick her up, she'll just get cross, and I don't want to make her cross more than... Will you? Oh no, you're not going to get cross. Okay, come here, darling. Come and say goodnight to everybody. Hey, hello, my baby. Oh, you're not going to get in a better mood now. So good night from Tinker, my little Tinker. Tinker. And good night from me. So as I said, remember, if you tolerate this, and your children will be next. Stay safe and have a fabulous weekend. Until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, Based Amy out.
The FX market, you guys all know, $10 trillion every single day. And in real estate, debt, bonds, stocks, derivatives, RWAs, you're looking at a conservative $19 trillion that is going to flow on chain. And I'm being so conservative. It's disgusting how much I'm being conservative. Because if you just listen to what the DTCC is saying publicly,
assets in the world, depending on whose report you read, it varies between 300 trillion and 700 trillion. It is my firm belief that everything can be tokenized. So it's not just big, it's huge. So I think there's this correlation between liquidity and tokenization. We'll see that push there, but at some point, I think the liquidity, the ease of administration, the velocity of distribution of collateral, right? The sky's the limit. So Lawrence, my guess will be someday everything will be tokenized, and we won't stop until that day comes. So
there's a couple of things that are a little bit different about this. This is the first time in our history where we've seen actually retail lead and institutional follow, but
it's very different. And I've been out in Silicon Valley for about 20 years. The thing that's very different about what's happening now versus the dot-com bubble is the dot-com bubble, it was the institutional investors who were in, and then retail came on top and priced things up. The exact opposite has happened here. Mm-hmm. You have retail and kind of speculative interest already in the market, and now you have institutional money starting to come in.
Insane, right? And here's the part nobody's telling you. Once that real economic value comes on chain, it cannot move without deep liquidity and market depth. And that is the backbone of all of this. Okay, they need that, and that's the XRP ledger. And please understand that we have yet to see any real economical value come into these markets. Let me break this down so, you can't even argue this. Market depth is how much XRP is available to handle these insane volumes without price slippage. And liquidity is how fast that XRP can be moved globally to settle real value. You need both if you want a financial system that can handle trillions in tokenized flows without breaking. Bitcoin can't do that, and you can't dispute that. That's a fact. Ethereum can't do that on a scale that Ripple and the XRP ledger can. Okay? Ripple and XRP are the chosen infrastructures. As much as it sounds crazy, we have been saying this since the inception of this YouTube channel years ago. And in 2025, we could say it is the chosen one, right? Algorand, Chainlink, Hedera, they're all going to coexist and work together on the Axelar, but none of them can scale and function like XRP can. And they all have different use cases. Ripple today is one of the most regulated entities in the entire crypto space. At this point, it's a household name. You guys all know that. Banks, institutions, and governments already know it. In 2015, the IMF, the World Economic Forum, was calling Ripple a pioneer. So now imagine this, right? 19 trillion in conservative flows for the whole market, ETFs locking up XRP, stablecoins like RLUSD and USDC using XRP rails, tokenized bonds, real estate, and derivatives flying on chain, billions and trillions. Do you understand the kind of liquidity shock that's coming for XRP? This isn't just...
But, especially what the banks are doing, I think last week a new kind of consortium of banks said, hey, we're rolling out this new stable coin. Does that kind of freeze you guys out, or?
I think it's actually helpful. One of the problems that people have is the ability to hold digital assets can be difficult, particularly with the volatility in some digital assets. Stable coins are safer to hold if you can trust the issuer. So I think to that extent, it can be helpful because you still need liquidity. So if you imagine a dollar stable coin issued by JPM, and you have maybe some other dollar coins issued by companies like Circle, and everybody seems to be issuing a stable coin. And then you have stable coins in other currencies, because if you're not in the United States, a dollar coin is not really all that stable. You still need liquidity between those stable coins. And I think it's also important to remember that these stable coins have counterparties, and there isn't a universal counterparty. There isn't some counterparty that everybody in the world can have equal access to. It's going to have to be in some jurisdiction. It's going to have to be part of some regulatory regime. And so I think if the vision is this sort of open participation, this sort of internet of money, collateralized stablecoins will be players, but I think there will still have to be liquidity between them. And if you have
a moonshot, this is, like I always say, the financial infrastructure pretty much flipping overnight. And you guys heard what Brad Garlinghouse said himself, right? For the first time in history, retail investors got in before the institutions. And you and I are both holding an asset that has been heavily studied and heavily, are still to this day by billionaires, okay? Peter Thiel, Elon Musk, Chris Larsen, billionaires, Silicon Valley, entrepreneurs, all hold